So watch me do a client makeup transformation tutorial. Hi guys, this is Make over here. If you're new here, you're highly welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much and God bless you. So please do not forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. So first thing first, I'm going to be cleaning up the face in order to remove dirt and oil on the face. Then I went ahead to hydrate the skin with my Beauty spray. After hydrating, I let it dry properly into the skin before I moisturized with my Cetaphil moisturizer. So after that, allow it to dry properly into the skin before you prime. So next, I'm going to be using this Beauty primer to prime her face. After that, I used this Gentle Dove mattifying primer on the oily areas on her face. So after applying the primer, I let it dry before I went ahead to spray the face again. After this, I'm going to let it dry before foundation. So moving on to foundation, I'm going to be mixing these two shades of foundation. I'm going to be leaving the shade in my description box. Then I used my damp beauty sponge to blend it into the skin. So after blending in the foundation, next is to contour the face. I'm going to be using this Veebeauty concealer in the shade 049 to contour her face. After contouring, I'm going to be applying cream blush. I'm just going to use this orange shade and apply it above her contour and a little bit on the tip of her nose. After which I used my beauty sponge to blend. So next is to highlight the face with concealer. I'm going to be using my Avour concealer in the shade A20 to highlight her face. After that, I used my beauty sponge to blend the concealer on the highlighted area. So after blending the concealer, next thing is to set it. I'm going to be using this shade from my Becharm powder palette to set the concealer on the highlighted area. So I had to set properly with this brush because the beauty sponge wasn't entering this part, so I had to use the brush to set it properly. So next is to set the rest of her face. I'm going to be using this shade from the same powder palette to set the rest of her face. After that, I'm going to be doing dry contouring, that's low light contouring. I'm going to be using this shade. So after that, I'm going to be contouring her nose with the same shade. After which I used my powder brush to blend everything together. Then I went ahead to set the face with my Kiss Beauty Fix Spray. After setting the face, I dried it up immediately. After drying her face, I'm going to be baking her face with my Merak setting powder in the shade Cinnamon. Then I used that contour brush I used to contour her face. I used it to blend the places I contoured. So moving on to the brows, I'm going to be using my spoolie brush to brush her brows first. Then I went ahead using brow thumb to lay the brows nicely. So next is to draw her brows. I'm going to be using my carrot gel liner and my angled brush to draw her brows, following the shape of her brows. So after drawing the brows, next is to highlight the brows. So I'm using the same concealer I used to highlight the face to highlight the brows. After highlighting, I blended it immediately with my blending brush. Then I did the other brows following the same method. So next I highlighted the top of her brows with the same foundation I used on her face to highlight the top of her brows. So next is to set the concealer. I'm going to be using this shade from the same powder palette to set the concealer. So moving on to the eyes, I'm going to be using my Veebeauty eyeshadow base to prime her lid. So for eyeshadow, I'm going to be using my Blossom eyeshadow palette. So I'm just going to take this shade and apply it on the outer corner of her lid, then blend it towards the inner corner of her lid. So after that, I'm going to be adding this dark brown from the same powder palette and apply it on the outer corner because I really want the crease to be a little darker. Then I blended it towards the inner corner of her lid. So next I'm going to be applying this shade from the same powder palette on her brow bone. Then I went ahead using a blending brush to blend everything together to avoid any demarcation. So next I'm going to be applying this MK pigment on the inner corner of her lid.
So after that, I added a little golden pigment to top it up, but my client didn't like the color, so I'm going to tone it down with my blending brush. So after that, I added a little lighter gold on the inner corner of her lid. So after that, I used my blending brush to blend again. So I'm going to be applying some setting powder on the outer corner of her lid to define the lid. Then I went back using my blending brush to blend again and again. So next I'm going to be lining her upper and lower lash line with my Karite gel liner. So next I'm going to be using my Veebeauty mascara to prep her natural lashes and also give it volume. So I went ahead to add some blush on her cheeks. So moving on to the lip, I'm going to be using my Blossom lip palette. So I'm just going to take this brown shade to outline her lip. So next I wore her these lashes from Merak lashes. So I'm going to be applying this nude shade in the middle just to brighten up the lip. So after blending, I'm going to be adding some gloss on her lip. So next I'm going to be using this shade from the same powder palette to blend out the setting powder underneath her eyes. After that, I'm going to be blending out this setting powder I applied under her contour. After that, I used my powder brush to blend everything together. So I added some lighter lippy on her lip because I really want the lip to be a little brighter. So after that, I blended it. So next I'm going to be prepping her lower lashes with my Zaron mascara. So after that, I'm going to be putting some highlighter on her face. I'm going to be using my Younger Beauty highlighter. So after this, I sealed it up with my Kiss Beauty spray. Sorry guys, I didn't show that part. So and this is the finished look, guys. I hope you all enjoyed watching this video. If you did, let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much guys for watching. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.